Alright, you might not be able to hear me. That's fine. Well, not too fine. Hopefully you can hear me. As you can see, this is the phone mount. I'm using the phone right now to record this, so I can't show you the phone on this, but you get the idea that there'll be something like a phone that attaches to this. Right now I'm charging the phone with that. So I'm working on trying to create some type of attachment that lets you attach, lets you put cards. So I came up with an idea of, obviously, I'm gonna prototype, come up with some designs with cardboard. This is obviously some Amazon boxes that I cut up. So then I had the idea, genius idea, right, of using paper clips. Now I don't have any paper clips, but I can get some at work, and I did put in my Amazon cart a a container of paper clips for future uses. But right now I found these little bobby pins in a drawer, so I was like, all right, this is a good start. So you see the idea of like taking a card, right, sliding in. Oops, now I dropped the card. Sliding in the card. All right, I can reach for it. There you go. You just take the card, right. Obviously this is moving, but you kind of want to glue it in. But you see how it has like a little lip that we can obviously just do some angles. So you see they can just slide in the card. That little gap, that little lift right there, make it so that way you don't obviously damage the cards, and they'll slide right under. So you see how the lip pointing above. Just a bit of an idea. So I'm thinking of like bending the paper clip at the tip where it loops, but bend it up a little bit so it kind of bends up. That way, when you try to slide in a card, there's that lip. You slide in the card, and of course the card should be in plastic, sleeves and stuff like that. All my cards are over there on the other table. So, oh wait, I got some cards here. Grab some Dragon Ball Super. Good enough. So you see, right? So here's where obviously there's the opening, the top. Usually, I don't like the idea of going that way because what if it catches, right? I'd rather use the bottom where it's sealed off and slide in the card that way, right? But because of the lip, as long as you're you see how that kind of when it caught, see how some of the plastic kind of got caught. Let's see, like, you can't see that clearly. Anyway, you get the idea. Want to be a little cautious, be careful. You don't want to stab into like that, right? You don't want to do that. Right, have the paper clip go into the sleeves, which is why it'd be better to put the cards in this way through the bottom part of the sleeves. So just something I'm taking into consideration. You might look at it, the fact that this is the open part of the sleeve. What if the card slides out of there? Well, obviously these should be tightly fit. These are standard size. These are standard size cards. These are not Yu-Gi-Oh size. These are Magic size. This is more a little bit like Yu-Gi-Oh size. This is a little bit smaller. Point is, make sure you have the right sleeve for your cards. Don't have a small card, right? Small card in a big sleeve, because there's going to be a gap and the cards could fall out. Especially if you put it upside down, like I said, instead of putting it upright. Right? As an example, but you can see this is obviously useful to be able to, because you see the cardboard has like little up and down zigzag pattern, so there's all these little holes, and that's how I was able to slide in the pins. So I slide the pins out. So you see, this is what the pin looks like. So I slide it in. And there you go. Now we got the little lips, so we can slide in the cards. You can slide it further so it has more of a grip. But you see, you can move off to the sides, right? So that's not perfect, but it's a start. Just an idea, just thinking of low budget ways of putting putting this concept together. So let's see. Alright, so the next thing is obviously being able to put this on here. So something I like to do, just wanted to point out some stuff that I like to do, is save caps from bottles and stuff. They're useful in many different ways. There's a lot you can do with them, obviously. There's things you can make with them. You can use them as wheels and stuff like that. So there's some engineering stuff you can do with this. But the main thing is the shape itself. So as you'll see, kind of almost, goes onto the cap, like right into the circle where the foam mounts. So it's almost the same size, which is nice. This allows me to obviously be able to make a hole. So the idea is you put the cap on there, trace around, and then cut out a hole. That way you can obviously put this on here. I'll try to do that and then show you the results. So you can see I drew a little circle with a pen. Now I'm going to cut it out. As you can see, I use this box cutter to cut out a circle. Saved it, because you never know, that piece might be useful for something. Alright, so then we take this, should be able to put it on top, and it should fit. See, it fits. Right, and then the idea would be to take the phone away, and then mount it on top. And then, like I said, these will have kind of like the clips and stuff. The clips from here. That way, camera has to go to this side. It's not perfect. Let's slide it again here. This is not how it's supposed to look like. It's just, I'm just doing this for now, just so you can get a basic idea. And of course, you take the card, slide it in. And like I said, you have something on top. You have the phone on top. Oop. Sorry, that upside down. There you go. You got the phone on top. Just hold it. There you go. And then you have the card, and then so you just be able to slide it in. See how it's not like I'm not forcing it, just, yeah, that's what she said. It moves obviously, but there's nothing on the corners, kind of stopping it from moving around. So jiggle it, wiggle it. Did you get the basic idea? So this is how I brainstorm and try to figure things out. Obviously, this little idea here, we're taking the cardboard and sliding these bobby pins. I think this is what they're called, little bobby pins. Makes it useful in case you want to hang this on something. Like let's say there's something on a wall and it's just like, all right, slide it on there. And you go like this, bang. I don't think that's long enough. That's what she said. Right, and you slide it on something, you get the idea. So this is a way you can clip, you can attach something. Obviously, we put this on for now, just to show, like, right? And it's like, imagine, like this, right? Bang! And then it's like, slide out, extend. Oops, things are popping out. Here we go. Extend. Now I extended the dual disc, right? Obviously I'm just playing around. That's the idea, right? Playing around, experimenting, trying different things, to see what works. Let's grab the card again. Slide the card under. Oops, there you go. Slide. Attack mode. No, I can't put anything there. Or just put it right there. Bang. Right. Take another card, right? Slide it in, please. Obviously, I'm just messing around. These won't be used. Obviously, like I said, I want to use paper clips because they'll be shorter, and I want to be able to put them all around the sides. Right. So, just something I'm been playing around with. But like I said, is like I want to create something like this, like something that can have the all around, have clips basically, so that we can slide in cards at the top, slide in cards at the bottom, flip, right? That would be a clip up here, right? Holding cards, and then on the bottom, you know, the big clips, so that way we can like, oh, set my trap. But then on the top, wait, let's flip this around so you can get an idea of what I'm trying to say. I think I could slide it into the same slot. Also, that's what he said. So here's give you an idea of like being able to put a card on the top, like put the monster on the top, then put the trap at the bottom, right? So you see, on one board, right, I'm able to put, you know, slide 2 cards. Let me grab some actual playing cards to kind of see, like, set this card in my spawn trap zone, right? And then on the top, you know, my monster. Obviously, it would be a little bit better. Let's see. See, the thing is that this side is not open, so let's grab scissors real quick and try to open this side a little bit. Yeah, because you want the, like I said, you want the holes. So slide that out of there, and yeah, slide it here. To be at the same level. Nope, it's not the same level. Right here, is that the same level? Yeah, it's the same level. All right, so now I have the ability to set. Right. All right, might as well put it on here, right? So now put it on here. Give it a second to try to make sure it fits. Oh, okay, that's why. This is making it hard for it to fit on there. Let's see if I can put it this way. It's a little bit. Alright, so then, like I said, you'll set the trap back here. And it's like, alright, summon the monster, right? Summon the monster in the front. That'd be something like that. So your spells and traps will be back here, right, in the back area. And then your monsters will be up here at the top, right? And then the idea is to be able to put cards even onto the side. Let's try to do a little trick thing. So then you have cards that can go there. Right, so that would be like my extra monster zone, right? And then under it, let's use this as an example. Then under it, I'll just slide it here just for the heck of it, but you get the idea. And then like under it would be like, that's the field zone. So this is the extra monster zone for, you know, for lake monsters and stuff like that, right? There'll be another extra monster zone over there. You just choose which side you want to be on, the left side or the right side. And then your opponent, you know, does the opposite. So if you pick the right, they have to be on the left. You get the idea. And then under is like, oh, here's a field card zone. And then, you know, like I said, you have other zones elsewhere. So a lot like that. And then the idea is that the cards will be around, kind of look like a card shield mounted onto your wrist. Basically, and then you have, like I said, you have the phone thing on top. Let's see if I can do a nice little balancing act, so it'll be something like that. Obviously, and there's like touchscreen, and then it's like, alright, I want to play my monster, so we show the app on the phone, right? Do the camera, to the front-facing camera, like boop, recognize the card, boop, there's the monster zone, and slide in the monster. So now the monster is in the monster zone, and on the display and on the glasses you wear, you'll see the monster in 3D model pop up and all that good stuff. Oops, dropping things left and right. So you get the idea. So something like that. Right? So you can see the little flip here, and then on the back there's another little flip at the bottom. kind of see it probably. There you go. So you can see the flip. It's just an idea. Something I'm, like I said, I'm messing around with. And it's small, portable. You know, that's the idea. Make it nice and small and portable and be able to have a whole bunch of cards. But yeah, summon the monster. Set trap. Time to duel. Put these away. What else I got? Oh yeah. The idea of using, you know, plastic, you know, like top loaders, for example, because they're already like pre-built, basically, right? To kind of take a couple seconds because it's not perfect, but to be able to slide in. You can see if you really slide in the card. But of course, you want to kind of cut it. I guess I've cut this one, not that big of a deal. Just to give an idea. Like how easy it is to build something like that, right? And oh yeah, I'll be slick. That's what I'll do. I'll put it here so it can rotate. Rotate, right? Slide it in here so it can hold it, so you can get an idea of it being there, right? And then take your card. I think I'll take an actual plain, actual card. Oh, summon my Gogeta. It's not perfect because the corner plastic is harder than, that's what she said, right? Harder than the thinner plastic, so it's a little imperfect, but you get the idea. See, I could get it closer so you can kind of see. Bang, bang, right? It slides in, and then you want a couple more of these, right, on the side. You know, kind of. Let's see, I could do it with this. Slide that in there. All right. So now, because there's openings on both sides, I can obviously slide in the card here. See, already. Let me use the bottom. The bottom is, see? Oops, I didn't even slide it in the right spot. So the bottom, so you can kind of go in. Another one. And then right, you want to set your trap. Let's see. This is not much space there. I will just use this. Obviously, you see it's not perfect, but bang, set my trap, or set my spell card. So now I got my Swords of Revealing Light, and I got my Gogeta ready to roll. Right, so let me get closer so you can kind of see. So this is just a top loader where the bottom half, which is this half, right, was cut off. And now there's an opening on each side, so now you can slide a card here and slide in the card on the other side. You can see how they touch. Just like I said, just different types of ideas, different ways you could try to make this work out. Trying different things. Obviously, I would like to be able to 3D print, you know, like something like a board like this that has like all the stuff on it, like I have a 3D printed clip thing here, so that we can just, like I said, you can just slide in the card, you know, hold in the cards, you'll be able to do it on all of the sides and stuff like that. So that'd be cool. Something you could potentially do. Another thing you can do, the top loader I was thinking of was, you know, on the hard part, kind of cut something to try to let the card be able to be put in there. So I cut a little bit. Oops, cut too much. Bang. Alright. Obviously, this would be trash. I just wanted to prove a little point of being able to cut some of the hard plastic, so that way we could see. There you can see it. Hopefully you can see it. Try to put it this way, and then you could. Second. You could, you know, slide in. Oops. You can see. Slide in. Oops. There you go. You can slide in a card let's see, let's put it this way. This one here. Now you got a card holder, right? Card slide. So it's like, man, be able to slide in the card. Obviously, the idea is to be able to slide in the Yu-Gi-Oh size card, but then cut it properly enough to be able to slide that in there. But let me try to cut it a little bit more. But this time, actually, oops, try to do a little bit of actual measurement. All right, so use this to scratch some marks. So scratch. Oops. All right, put it down. Scratch here. Scratch there. All right, so I can get this right. Cut a little too deep, a little too far, but hopefully this will get me there. Alright, so slide that in there. Alright, now I should be able to slide in the card. Won't be perfect because there's some imperfection on the cutting, but you get the idea. So now it's able to slide in. Right. Kind of get some angles. There you go. Get some light on there, so you can kind of get some angles. And you see there's like a little bit of hard plastic here, a little bit of hard plastic there, and then there's hard plastic up there, so that's why it just won't go any further. It kind of moves a little bit inside because obviously there's no borders on the inside, but I could like try to like staple it or glue it just so there'd be some type of border, so that way you don't have something like this where it'll tilt. That way it'll stay nice and straight, and then, you know, it's nice and straight, go all the way to the end. Something then like slide back out, slide in, slide out. You get the idea. So just thinking, just brainstorming, just different thoughts of what is possible. You know, and that's the thing with, you know, having some junk materials, right? Like cardboard, you know, plastic top loaders, you know, caps. You know, it's always a good idea, especially if you're gonna like be designing and building things, to hold on to stuff. Obviously, have glue to glue the cardboard together. X-Acto knife. Obviously, you should close it once you're done using it. I have a box cutter, scissors. Right, so that you can cut, you know, that you can cut things, and you know, stuff that you know that's just trash, that you can use to practice and stuff. And then of course about this. Oh, that's another thing. If you want to do some plastic stuff, you want to get like a nail. So I got me like a whole thing of nails, and I got me a lighter. And the idea is that you take a nail and then you heat it up, right? You don't want to use the plastic, the fire straight on plastic. You want to heat up metal, and then use the metal and touch the plastic parts you want to melt together, and you'll be able to melt it that way without, you know, creating, you know, black smoke and stuff like that, and, you know, hurting your lungs and stuff like that. So that's kind of how you can plastic well. So just give you a little bit of knowledge there that you can use for building your own stuff, especially if you want to copy off of some of the stuff that I'm playing around with. Obviously, I would like to, you know, obviously do this a more professional level, like I said, 3D printing, or have a manufacturing company, you know, produce something that I can just mount onto here, and then put the phone on top, and then be able to put cards all around, have the phone to read the cards, have the app, and then the next step will be put the stuff over there. But the next step was like I said, I still got, you know, leftover of the cardboard box from Amazon, and I have lots of other boxes around here. Even got the little small box that I ordered, like a little doorbell for the house, so that way when I get my Amazon packages, they'll ring the doorbell in case I'm in the house. I'll know they're here. But as you can see, this is just like this. It's a box, right? Common sense, right? Obviously, it's a box. Right? There's a lot of materials in there. But the cool thing is you know, it's already built as a box, right? The shape of a box. Now I can start experimenting. Open it, okay. So you get the idea. And I can, you know, start doing stuff like try to make like a deck box, right? They can hold cards. So like, oh, here's a graveyard, right? So there's a graveyard. And all these like in the box and stuff. Create something that they can kind of extend, you know, pop out like in the back, like extend further, you know, and be able to do other cool stuff. Maybe separate it where have a separator, so it's like, alright, so here's the deck. The bottom, obviously it's not the right size, but you get the idea. And then have something that like separates it. Obviously not perfect, but you get the idea. That's not perfect fit. I use the plastic. Alright. Yeah, I use the top of the plastic. Alright. Kind of like a separator. Oops. So here's the deck. Here's a graveyard up here. Alright. And then you can just put stuff in the graveyard. You get the idea. Imagination. It's already shape of a box, so I might as well take advantage of it and add some more cardboard to it and stuff like that, and turn it into like some fancy deck box that can obviously hold your deck, but also allow you to have a graveyard, an extra deck removed from play zone, so that way all your cards will be, you know, will be somewhere. Because obviously when you play, the idea is you're gonna have like, you know, hand size. Like, oh, this is a huge hand size. And then you're like, okay, well, take this card, play the card, right? It's like, oh, but I don't want to play this. Let me grab the box again. Like, oh, or I play the card. Or let's say I play my spell card. And it's like, play my spell card. You know, boom, boom, activate it. Dude, play my spell card. Now you know what it is. The monster more. Throw it into my graveyard. But the idea is like, you want it to be like mounted onto you, like hanging from around your neck, or around your waist, whatever, you know, whatever works best. It'd be interesting, because I just thought about the idea of putting it around my neck. I wasn't thinking about like, oh, I could make it where you could wear it around your neck, but it's like I could kind of do that, especially with the fact, give me a second. Especially when you got something like this. Like a little lanyard thing. See, so I can just grab it, put it around my neck. Right? I think I could hook this on there. Alright, was able to. See? Now it's on my neck. I got my hand. I got my dual disc. Right? Got my graveyard. / deck box. Right? So it's like, oh, you play card destruction. Now all my cards go to the grave. We went to the grave hard way. Then now we're in my graveyard. It's like, alright, now it's time to draw a new hand. Go to my deck, draw a brand new hand. Oh, you know, and just continue playing. You get the idea. Or, you know, you get the idea. It's funny. Like I said, I just thought of the idea, like, oh yeah, that'd be kind of, you know, it'd be kind of cool. I could probably make something that looks cool that you can, you know, that you can wear around your neck. Probably literally hang it on a lanyard, you know, one of these little neck lanyard things. So that way, all you would need is obviously the fancy deck box, a lanyard, you know, which should be cheap to get. You could probably get the deck box with the lanyard, right? And then be able to wear it, play, and do all that cool stuff. Plus, it'd be closer instead of having like around your waist and stuff like that, like clip to your belt buckle or things of that nature. They'll instead be hanging around your neck, so you have easy access to it because you're already dueling up here, right? And it's like, all right, graveyard, pull from my deck, draw, haha, summon, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's see what else. I don't think there's much else I have to share idea-wise of like things that I'm thinking and messing with. Just wanted to showcase the idea of being able to clip stuff. Like I said, trying to come up with something like this that can be mounted on here, so that way it can, you know, be an attachment. That way, all you would need, well, other than this setup, all you would need is this to turn this into a dual disc, right? Because you just put this on, put the phone on there now, and then you have the app, which will do a lot of the, obviously a lot of the game related stuff. But for the physical elements, this one piece will be able to turn this into a dual disc, right? As an example. Just something that I'm messing with. So far I like the idea. Can't wait to go to work. This is Sunday morning, so when I go to work Monday night, definitely going to go acquire some paper clips from work, so I can obviously mess around with this piece of cardboard more. Obviously, this is what I'm going to practice with on the whole prototyping idea. I got stuff to do. I should go to sleep. I've been up all night. That's the end of the video.